رئيس بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds. May Allah bless His best creation, our Prophet Muhammad, bless him Allah and welcome his companions and his family. Dear generous, remarkable brothers and sisters, peace, blessings and mercy of Allah be upon you. I ask God to give you long and happy life, after which, with God's permission, you will take your place in heaven. I want to convey to you the greetings of your brothers from Kuwait, the leader, the government and the people. I want to use a chance that has been given to me by Ambassador Mr. Popov at the conference Islam Against Terrorism. I really hope that the conference will succeed and reach its goals. Dear scientists, I thank you for your participation and appreciate your patience while traveling. I ask Allah to reward you for this deed and give you the light that will illuminate your way on the Day of Judgment. Also, I ask Allah to show you a lot of good things that will benefit the whole community, with the permission of Allah. Ameen. When someone starts talking about a country that has been collapsed a quarter of a century ago, he doubts and shows lack of confidence. From where may he start? What should he say? And what must discuss? The topic is various and the history might be interpreted differently. There are different problems here in Russia. There are frightening events and promising solutions. Let me go back a little bit. Fond memories and strong fraternal ties connect me with Russia. It has been developed and thrived for many years. Here I saw a space for thought after the Soviet collapse and the need for religious and cultural education to help people to recover in their hearts what was destroyed by atheism. It is worth noting that the Russian people, distinguished by simplicity of thought, sobriety of intellect, and the ability to hear a different point of view. All of these things give Russian Muslims a hope for a wonderful future if they only knew. I have formed certain hopes and dreams that I lived and hoped that they would take place in this country since we started teaching here Islam, which by its nature is a reasonable religion. Its cultural, balanced direction may contribute to stabilize the life of peoples and societies. This opinion has become stronger in me, and now it's a firm belief. In fact, Islam is an appeal to the cultural development not only of Muslim community. This appeal covers the whole of humanity without any concretization. This is confirmed by the fact that Muslims of Russia have contributed to the development of Russian culture a lot, although they are actually a branch of Islamic civilization tree. They are a part of the Muslim community, and at the same time, they are indigenous people, patriots who work for the good of their country and love it. For centuries, they live with their compatriots and cooperate with them in various spheres of this life. Dear scientists, there are a lot of complicated reasons. Something happened that we were expecting. Extremist thoughts and their own opinions in the form of fatwas, which don't care about peculiarity of place, time or situation, reached Muslims of Russia due to globalization with its possibilities such as the internet. All this has led to hurried actions, murders, and bombings. Many young people have fallen into this slaughter, allegedly to protect Islam and its borders. This discredited Islam and gave an opportunity to people who pursue their own interests, which don't divide between principles and politics, to rebel against the Islamic thought. They do not understand that the explanation of the straight path and the explanation of religion are themselves a huge benefit. Getting people out of the darkness into the light, that is the goal. Saving people from their sins and call to Allah's obedience, salvation from hell and call to paradise, it is a great goal. After all, why did the Prophet, peace be upon him, was so concerned and worried that his people are not in the direct path and tried to call them to Islam? The Quran describes his position. Then perhaps you would kill yourself for grief over them, O Muhammad, if they do not believe in this message and out of sorrow. How did he worry about Islam of his uncle Abu Talib? When he was dying, he called him to Islam. What Muslims can benefit from this? Love for humanity. Dear scientists, you must confront today's challenges. You are the heirs of the prophets. You are the source of religion. People know what is good and what is bad, which is doubtful and what is not in doubt for you. You are like the stars in the sky, for which people find their way at sea and on land. When the stars are lost, they are lost, and when the stars appear, they find a way. I will tell you openly, it's time to work hard to perform our tasks accurately and feel responsibility towards members of our community in Russia. We need to explain to these young people their mistakes, correct their own actions and decisions, to warn them from the path that leads only to an increasing of blood and violence.
من أعمال وتطبيقات خاطئة لمفهوم واجتهادات خاطئة لا تنتج سوى مزيد من الدماء والأشلاء.
I call upon
فرصة لتصفية حسابات ضيقة معه.
I call upon insistently and persistently to ensure that our work is thorough. I call upon to create an organization that corresponds to our problems, the problems which are growing day by day. I call upon not to be limited by such meetings, which are very positive with no doubts. I am ready to take part in creation of such an organization, to connect people and to develop strategies and plans to confront those extremists through the media and internet, various lectures, clubs, etc.
عبر الأدوات المتعددة الإعلامية والإنترنت والمحاضرات والندوات وغير ذلك من الأمور.
We've got a great experience in carrying out such programs and techniques in Kuwait. We were doing this as prevention. We were doing this to fight the ideology, not by violence and aggression. Kuwait is a competitive state in this field. The fight against terrorism is carried out by our Ministry of Waqf and Islamic Affairs, not only by security authorities. And this has led to remarkable results in dialogue with the extremists. In response to their arguments, we based on that the basic of this religion is moderation and balance. Also, we got some experience in Libya, Egypt and other countries. And if we are going to speak openly, the religious authorities play an important role. Education and training of religious subjects, sticking to famous and recognized programs, teaching the great Islamic history and the contribution of Islamic civilization to the world heritage, teaching Islamic belief, Islamic law and hadith, as well as researches of scientists who combine between religious text and the common benefits of people, who combine between religious responsibilities and secular needs. All of these are their responsibility. It is a culture which has no analogues. All this should be done to stop spreading of extremism. Teaching knowledge in the Russian society is the duty of religious organizations. Some political problems should be clarified, especially to young people who tend to extremism. All this should be done through educational institutions, lectures and clubs for memorizing Holy Quran, Hadith and Fiqh, Islamic law. This is my advice. Russia is a country full of promise and a better future for Muslims is coming. It is necessary to strengthen the cooperation between Russia and the Islamic world in all areas: economic, social, cultural, academic, and other areas where people work together and which are based on Islamic principles, as the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "The believers and their mutual kindness, compassion, and sympathy are just like one body. When one of the limbs suffers, the whole body responds to it with wakefulness and fever." The same desire was shown when Russia expressed its willingness to cooperate with the Organization of Islamic Cooperation as an observer country, and we can see the results of this decision. Also, we see Russia's desire to counter extremism in all its forms and assistance to this organization. May Allah reward you with good. Peace and blessing be upon you.